Hi, I'm Paul.
And I'm Diane.
And we are Car Zombies!
Cars.
So we're happy.
We figured it out.
We figured out why the car is stuck in second gear in limp mode. Why don't we go over real quick what we did to get here, and then we'll talk about how we solved it, okay?
Okay.
All right, we started off, the car was stuck in limp mode. It wouldn't go beyond second gear, which they call on the internet limp mode, literally because you limp home. We did a video on this. It's one of my favorite videos because Diane tries to reset the transmission into learn mode, but forgets to move the seat all the way up first. And it's hilarious watching her try to do this.
I can't help, I'm short.
You argued to leave the seat that way.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Keep your foot down. Now turn off the ignition key.
If I can reach it.
We should have moved the seat up. And although that worked, I've discovered since then, it does put it in relearn mode. For us, it didn't turn off limp mode, so we kind of dismissed it at the time. So that's a fun video to watch. I'll link to it in the description. The next thing we tried was
the transmission conductor plate.
That video is very popular. A lot of people watched it, a lot of likes. And that was neat because
that was a bear.
Oh my gosh. So they said, can you handle the weight? Okay. Take one of these out. Whoa, it's so slick. Like butterfingers. Sorry about all the dripping on your arm.
Oh, I don't care. That's the thing about being a tomboy when you're young.
Yeah.
You don't care about dirt and
Were you a tomboy? Diane took the bottom of her transmission off. She took the valve body out. We changed the conductor plate. We put it all back together. We got in the car. We took it out for a spin. And guess what?
Still in limp mode.
Still a check engine light. We thought, well, hey, that didn't work, but maybe it wasn't because something we did, something we didn't do. Maybe we need to reset the computer. There's a transmission control module, engine control modules, these computers in the car.
Right.
But we didn't have a diagnostic tool that would allow us to reset them.
Yeah, so we bought a diagnostic
You're already opening
tool.
up your new toy.
Yeah.
I'm starting to think you like this even better than the dipstick.
Well, I like computers.
That's true, you are techie.
There we go. Got it. Or do I press enter?
You probably have to use the arrows and enter.
Passenger seat. Stationary
And
heater.
what that did is that got us to where we get turn off the check engine light, but it may or may not have turned off limp mode. And after the end of this video, you'll see why I say may or may not, because we made one critical mistake at the end of that one when we tested your car that may have caused it to go back into limp mode if it fixed it. And so we'll talk about that. And this is our fourth and final video. We figured it out. We're gonna tell you the next couple of steps we went through and how that helped us to figure out what was going on. So what we heard about on the internet is there's a thing called capillary action and another phrase for it is capillary creep. And what that is
creep?
What are you calling me a creep for?
I'm not calling you a creep. I'm just repeating what you said.
Well, that does seem kind of like you're calling me a creep. All right, so capillary, I like You making faces?
No.
Okay, so we want to make sure we don't have capillary creep. And so to do that, what we have to do is that's what transmission fluid gets sucked through the wires inside the wire casings and then dumped on the transmission control module, which we've never even seen our transmission control module at this point. So we're gonna find your transmission control module and see if it's got fluid all dumped on it. And if it does, then we think, whoa, maybe that's our problem, all right?
Okay, what are you gonna do next?
Okay, why don't we look for the transmission control module? Remember where it's supposed to be?
Are we sure where it's supposed to be?
We got two ideas. Why don't we check one of them, all right?
Okay.
The first one is underneath the passenger side carpet.
Okay, under the carpet, huh?
Yeah, here's the steering wheel. We're on the passenger side and Diane's gonna start working on, I think you should be able to pull that carpet straight down. I don't know if it has any clips or anything on it.
I don't know, it doesn't feel like it, but it's not giving. Like caught up in there.
Can you kind of tug on it a little bit to see if it pops out?
There we go.
There you go. Okay, let's see what's under here. Oh yeah, look at that. It looks like it might work. Okay, we need hex 10mm socket wrench and sockets. you want me to get a screwdriver instead? Would that be easier?
Would a screwdriver get this out?
A screwdriver with a socket at the end. A
Oh
screwdriver
yeah, that
handle.
would be better. Yeah. There we go.
We should always think about that screwdriver.
Yeah,
It's nice.
this is better than these things.
All right, now we got to let's get those other 3 bolts off too.
There you go.
I got other ones in here too.
Much better.
Wait. All right, you remember where the big ones are, right?
No.
So,
Right here.
yeah, that'll be one.
2
All right, so they're the 2 on both sides of those notches.
Mm-hmm.
You see the big notch? Point at it. See the plate has a big notch kind of right next to the left of it?
Right there.
Yeah, and there's a big notch to the right of the other one. Look at, why don't you point at that? Yeah, so we're going right next to those notches when we put them back, okay?
Okay, perfect.
What about the top one? It's just the top
It's
corner.
above that notch.
All right, above the other notch. All right, well, there's a lot of notches, but hopefully that'll work. All right.
Do help start things. All right, so that's the thing.
See if you can pull that whole plate back.
Okay. It looks like it's kind of.
Now look at the bottom. You see those little plastic clips?
Yeah, these things.
Yeah, those are probably got to pop. They look like they could be pinched. Maybe like this way. See, I've kind of pinched it and pushed it through a little bit. And now, kind of need something to push on it with. There. So now let's pull this out. Feels like it's coming off, but it's kind of catching on that screw at the top.
Yeah, I know.
The red screw. There it goes. Now, oh, there's 2 more big bolts. See that big bolt? Plastic one right there. So we got one here and one on the other side. So you got 2 like what you did at the top. Plastic bolt, and it was a 10 millimeter.
Thanks for doing that. No, that's my job.
Yeah. What do I get for doing your work for you?
Have a dinner.
Oh, yeah, I guess so. It's gonna be hard to put this back in. You're gonna have to probably do it with your tiny hands.
Yeah.
See how deep the screwdriver
Yes.
goes just to get to it? Plastic bolts, don't understand that much.
Me neither. Oh, look at it. Just came right off.
Plate's coming off. It wants to. It's real tight clearance in here. There.
Whoa, look at
And
that.
I already disconnected your transmission control module. Looks like they put a Sony thing back there when we got one of those car stereos or something. So someone's been in there before.
Oh.
I was commenting on this extra cabling, wondering if it went with the car stereo. Apparently it does. Isn't that wild?
That is wild.
Those guys, when they do car stereo stuff, they just get in there, don't they?
They sure do.
All right, this is your transmission control module over here. I probably unhooked too many screws because I unhooked this.
Whoa. Where did that go?
I know where it went.
On the bottom of the car?
Don't know where it is. Got it.
Okay.
So it's a clip. So this clip was going through probably where one of those bolts, little bolts went.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
All right, then you got this, whatever it is. But that's not it. It's German for sure. Here's the transmission control module. And fortunately or unfortunately, however you want to look at it, it's not covered in oil. Unfortunately, I
Yeah,
think.
we were kind of hoping that would be the
Yeah, because then that would be the problem.
We're trying to find something obvious.
Okay, but I'm gonna unhook it. Let's see, there's feels like little clips here to unplug these. Mm-hmm. It might have oil in it. Well,
Oh, that's cool.
see, that looks like just clean plastic, nothing going on. Then another one on the other side. So here it is. We've gotten both of these unhooked. It was a little bit of work to get it unhooked, but we had to get that tab to go underneath the square box up at the top.
It just got caught.
And now you look inside here and I see no transmission fluid or anything.
Nope.
Now it sounds weird, but what happens is the transmission fluid literally, if it does happen, and I don't feel any on the wires on the outside, but if it does come up, it would come up on the inside of the wire. A capillary reaction, even go against gravity, can flow on up in.
Oh, that's cool.
And then it comes in through here and it gets into your transmission control module. So we'll just keep troubleshooting. We no easy answers today.
Oh.
Okay.
All right, let's go on.
All right.
I'm determined.
We'll figure it out. Maybe it'll get cooler next time. It's always hot out here.
Yes.
All right, that's it. Okay, I just got in the car. Di just pulled it out of the garage.
And I said it felt differently.
So I said to her, before we, instead of just putting it back in the garage, try doing the shift with the gear, because you can shift right and left to go gearize. That never worked. But now if you look at this,
It says 4 and 3, 2, 1. It's shifting.
put it back in D.
Oh.
You have to shift
Up.
Shift right, there you go. And now it's shifting. So I think we're gonna actually get a car that shifts. Now, let's tell you what we did. We did absolutely nothing.
Well, yeah, we did. You reconnected the TCM.
We reconnected the TCM
Yes.
and then we put the plate back on the thing and we screwed all those devices back onto the plate. Excuse me. And then we put the carpet down. And then we were just going to put the car back in the garage all depleted.
Yes.
Or deflated. Well, Di's depleted. I'm just deflated. But so now we're about to take our maiden voyage with the car.
Okay.
Well, we close the garage door.
All right.
We'll take our maiden voyage with the car and see how it works if it shifts.
Oh, fingers crossed.
Oh my, we might
It
have.
might be a loose connection.
Might have been just a loose connection,
Yes.
or just maybe the corrosion on the leads, and just unplugging it and plugging it back in caused it to slide and clear up some of that corrosion. You know how batteries are sometimes.
Yes.
Maybe it's just take it around the block.
All right.
And then maybe what we ought to do is double check the fluids at some point. If we do have too much, we want to get rid of it. We do know that can be bad.
I can't tell there's a biker up here.
Yeah, you can't go too fast. All right, let's try not to hit the biker. We still have this computer.
Oh,
hooked
he's
up.
such a good kid. He's using signals.
The wheel speeds aren't doing anything on this. It shifted.
It did. It's shifting.
You're in second gear right now.
It's shifting.
Yay!
Oh my word. Oh, I love it. I'm so happy.
Oh, another successful
Do we
project.
now have an answer? I guess we'll find out. We'll
Answer to what?
what solved the problem.
We don't know what solved it. We just know that disconnecting the TCM and reconnecting it did it.
You know how you said that it only happens to me?
Yeah.
And you were in the passenger seat.
Yeah.
I wonder if there's just
My-
a loose connection.
And my passenger feet were putting pressure on it or something.
Yeah,
I was
something like
fixing our
that.
car and it's working. Oh
we
my
can
God,
work on those other things.
You
that-
did a transmission project. Yeah, now we can start fixing the things we're supposed to fix.
Hopefully, I don't want to jinx anything. Hopefully, we won't break something else.
Okay, Di. Couple observations about this video. First of all, you just said
Yeah, we took more of the screws out than we needed to take out.
you really only needed to take the 3 plastic screws off.
Right.
And then you can lift the thing down and look at which screws to take off for the transmission control module.
That was fun when a screw fell down between the seat cushions and I had to try to get it out.
Yeah, okay. So there was a little bit of stuff we didn't show on the repair back.
Yeah.
But we got it back together. And then the other thing that my observation is that you came very, very close to identifying what the real problem was.
Yes, and it just happened to be.
Well, I don't think I'm gonna spoil it just yet, okay?
You are?
No, let me tell you, we gotta give this the proper follow through, okay? Couple weeks later, well, we had it go in and out of limp mode briefly once, but it was, we turned off the engine, turned the engine back on, and limp mode went away. But then about 2 weeks after that, so we're still kind of new, it's still lingering there, you know? But the last time it lingered for a while until it just dove into limp mode permanently, and I was worried it's gonna happen again, right?
Right.
So the next thing that happened was I got a call from a friend and he asked me if I'd pick him up and take him to pick up his car at the car dealership. You remember this?
Yes.
So I go out and get him. He's about my size. I had using your car that day for some reason. So I go out, he gets in the car, and I start off and it just goes, it's in limp mode again. And it
wasn't me. I wasn't there.
It's the very first time I was driving the car when it went into limp mode. That has never happened to me. You were always driving when it went into limp mode. I kept saying too, and I feel bad about it now, that maybe it was your driving or something like that that's causing, because you're always
doing something different. You're switching gears differently.
She was doing something different. She wasn't sitting in the passenger seat. That's
right.
what she's doing differently.
And it never happened to me because or when you're driving, because my feet are kind of too short.
Yeah, you're only about 4'3". She doesn't even touch the floorboard
4'3".
where that transmission control module is.
Yes.
But here's another thing. Remember our original video in your car that we point out that the passenger seat controls don't work? It doesn't go back anymore.
Right. The second issue is some of these seat buttons don't work. And neither can you move the seat forward and
so
back.
When I get in the car, in your passenger seat, my feet are hammered against the floorboard where the transmission control module is. And so when I picked up my friend, he put his feet on the floorboard, somehow loosened those connectors and triggered limp mode.
Right.
And I was like, oh my gosh, that's the problem from the beginning.
Right.
Maybe pushing on the floorboard jiggled the wires or the connectors in just the right way to throw us into limp mode. And all of those errors we were getting were all the same sort of thing, like it was having intermittent connection problems and things like that. Remember that?
Yes.
And so all the diagnosis and other things are saying there's some wire loose somewhere, and it's called big man in the side in the passenger seat. And when I picked up my friend, another normal sized human gets in my passenger seat, and all of a sudden we have the same problem. Now we know what it is. So the problem is giving big people rides in your car with the passenger seat broken so it doesn't go back, and that causes it to go into limp mode. And to take it out of limp mode, either the diagnostic tool, which may have worked, but we tested it with you driving and me in the passenger seat.
Did you want to drive?
No, I think it's fine if you drive. Okay. So we may have just restarted it again.
Yes.
So you may be able to reset it from the diagnostic tool, but if not, we can always pull the plate and unconnect and reconnect it like we did last time, and that should probably reset it. Either way, you get out of limp mode and you stay out of limp mode, and you put a sign on your floorboard saying, do not press here until we fix the seat.
Right. Even though we went through all this, it was rewarding.
Oh, it's really rewarding.
Yeah.
To finally know what causes it and how to turn it off. And to prevent it from going into limp mode again, fix your seat so it can go back far enough that people can actually get
Unless you're a family of 4'3".
I'm not going there. Guys, thanks for watching.
Thanks.
Glad to finally share the final result.
Yes.
Please subscribe.
And give us a thumbs up if you like our video.
And now we can actually fix real problems with your car that you promised from the first place. Oh, yes. Thanks, guys. Bye.
Bye.
And there's this thing called where wires sometimes do a capillary effect.
My hair in your way.
Yeah, there's nothing the video has but your hair. Does it bug you when I move it?
I thought you were being affectionate.
Is that what you thought? Get your dang hair out of the way, woman.